Haha! What's up, Al SoCal? Gina's Audits, what's happening? Want to welcome y'all in. It's your friendly neighborhood Jose G, the place to be. Right here at Historic Railroad Park, guys, in Wilcox, Arizona. Okay, we'll wait for a few more people to get in here. And please excuse the noise, guys. They have a carpet cleaning truck over here across the street at the theater. How you guys doing? Oh, it's been quite the weekend here. Much better. Well, we'll wait another minute here. If nobody else shows up, I'll just go ahead and get started. There should be more people than this. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and get started. This one is about Benson, Arizona. We'll go ahead and get started on chapter 1. It's early trails and transportation. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys, as you come in. Thank you, guys. All rivers must be crossed. The San Pedro River of Arizona and the mountain ranges between which it flows combine to point travelers to a spot now known as Benson. The story of Benson's first 100 years abounds with tales of travel. As people sought routes from east to west or south to north, all the topography led to this spot. The Spanish predated American travelers by several hundred years and Native Americans long before that. But settlement was kept to a minimum by Apache bands who claimed the land. Early American travelers through this area included the Mormon Battalion in December 1846, who came down the San Pedro River looking for a route to the coast. 12 years later, the Butterfield stages established a trail from St. Louis to San Francisco, a journey of 2,535 miles, which the stage traversed in an amazing 24 days. The most dreaded part of the journey was from Mesilla, New Mexico territory to Tucson, Apache country. Traversing the San Pedro River about 1 mile north of present-day Benson. According to early accounts, the San Pedro River in the early 1880s was 8 to 10 feet deep. In places, one could step across it. After the earthquake of 1887, multiple artesian springs surfaced in St. David and Benson, while the river dropped and widened noticeably. Both water and hot rocks spewed from the ground, the rocks setting fire to the abundant grasslands. The subsequent runoff from storms further eroded the banks, and it was said the river went underground. The Southern Pacific Railroad reached the San Pedro River in 1880, and Benson was established. Credit for the town's name varies, but the most popular idea is that Southern Pacific President Charles Crocker named the spot Benson in honor of friend William B. Benson. The opinion of many in Tombstone was that the town would not amount to much. Despite their skepticism that water would not be found, water was discovered, sweet artesian water, which 100 years later would be coveted by a new age of developers. By 1895, Benson had become a thriving intersection of 3 railroads and was dubbed the Hub City. We have 7 in chat and 6 thumbs up. Now you guys can say hi whenever you want. You guys don't have to be shy. Cochise County, Arizona encompasses over 6,000 square miles, sharing borders with New Mexico in the east and Mexico in the south. For the brief period of 1872 through 1874, much of what is now Cochise County was designated as the Chiricahua Apache Reservation. Benson was founded on the banks of the San Pedro River in the northwest quadrant of the county, 45 miles from Tucson. Let's see, where is it at? I really see it. That one's kind of hard to see, guys. The Mormon Battalion explored a favorable route west for the U.S. government while scouting out future destinations for themselves. Their only skirmish in over 2,000 miles from Council Bluffs to San Diego was with a herd of wild Spanish bulls. They turned west near present-day Benson on December 14, 1846. St. David, south of Benson, established 1877 as the only settlement later made along their route. Apache Indians dominated southeastern Arizona and southwestern New Mexico when Spanish settlers arrived in 1539 until Geronimo surrendered in 1886. Even then, a few renegade individuals and bands of Apaches remained in the mountains of northern Mexico until the 1920s and even into the 1930s. Contention, Arizona, on the banks of the San Pedro River near Tombstone, was built in 1880 to serve as a mill town for Tombstone. Its lifespan was fewer than 10 years, as the mines in Tombstone flooded and mining there came to a halt, thus ending the need for this smelter town. Arizona mountains proved rich in silver and copper ores. Moving the ore required hardy men, mules, and wagons. The territory desperately needed rail service to make production more lucrative for all. Wagon trains from Clifton, which previously hauled copper ore all the way to Colorado, were diverted to Benson after 1880, a significantly shorter distance. A mule train readies for another long trip out of the Mule Mountains, and Bisbee mules apparently did double duty, pulling the wagons while packing bags on their backs. Oh. We got 7 people in chat and only 2 people have commented so far. Not sure if anybody's interested anymore, but I'm gonna continue to keep reading here. It would be nice if the other people can comment or say something, just to, make it known that they're here. Dragoon Springs provided a guarded resting point along the Butterfield Overland Stage Trail. Even in its establishment as a stage station, this place inspired violence while building it. Mexican laborers attacked their American companions, killing 3. A man named St. John survived 4 days with a partially severed arm, living to tell the story. Oh my god, I'm sorry guys. I just changed the chat here. Now I see everybody now. Oh my god. Sorry guys. I appreciate it. But I'm sorry for Anon Mouse, Conspiracy Music, John Smith, Hey, thank you guys for coming in. I thought it was just only two people in chat there, just chatting away. My bad. Next time I'll shut the hell up and just check the chat. William Monis-Sorgen and partner Henry C. Walker started a 6-horse stage to Tucson and Tombstone from their station on the San Pedro River. In 1879, they completed a toll bridge over the river, which at that time was only 25 feet across. After a brief boom as machinery bound for contention, Charleston and Fairbank crossed the bridge. Monis-Sorgen sold out in 1880. Flood washed away the stage station in 1883. Southern Pacific Railroad Company moved quickly across Arizona to establish the Southern Transcontinental Line. They had submitted their map of a proposed railroad through southern Arizona to the Department of the Interior on November 12, 1874, securing an edge on Texas and Pacific Railway Company, which had previously reserved the easement but had not produced a railroad. The town of Benson was established along this SP line in 1880. Wait, wrong picture. Oh wow, really? It was the sometimes if you're on their property and the people don't like it, they'll throw a fit about it. That's how some people are. Yeah, yeah, I'll have a hard time reading if I shut up. Next time I'll just check the chat, see what it's on. Temporary terminus of Southern Pacific Railroad operations in 1880, Benson quickly boomed to a bustling center of transportation and business enterprises. The corner store at 4th and Huachuca Street advertised both produce and communication as commodities. Citizens Bank is next down the street, and then Leonard Redfield's house and the Magic Cafe and Hotel. Hey, all right. Hey, thanks, ex bootlegger. Got me on the big screen. Extra engines were necessary in Benson. At an altitude of 3,565 feet, to help trains up the steep valley slopes, the second steepest valley in the United States. San Pedro Valley terminates at Dragoon Summit, the highest point on this rail line west of the Rio Grande, 4,613 feet, which includes a climb of 1,048 feet within 15 miles. Both Southern Pacific and New Mexico and Arizona railroads placed roundhouses as well as depots in Benson. The straight stack on the engine replaced the diamond stack on the ground. Hey, Tapatios, what's happening, brother? Appreciate you dropping by. Appreciate it. With the Southern Pacific in 1880, the New Mexico and Arizona Railroad in 1882, and the Arizona and Southeastern Line in 1894, Benson was indeed a hub of commerce and culture. The Arizona and Southeastern ran from Guaymas, Mexico to its terminus at the Southern Pacific Line, sharing the Southern Pacific station above with tracks for Southern Pacific on the north side. The separate building was Wells Fargo. Hey, Karen Am. Very happy to have you here. What you cooking? What you barbecuing? The S&W smelter operated intermittently from 1882 until 1909. When it was dismantled and shipped to Mexico, Benson had the capacity to produce 200 tons of ore per day. The process of taking ore from the rock, leaving slag while producing bullion, resulted in a mountain of slag which was later purchased, hauled to El Paso, and further smelted. Hello, Val Brooks. All right, she's making some burgers. Southern Pacific Railroad, New Mexico and Arizona Railroad, and Arizona and Southeastern Railroad converged near the S&W smelter in 1910. A spur line ran from the smelter located on the southeast side of Tank Hill to the Southern Pacific tracks. An unidentified man stands with his hunting dog in his burrow south and east of the Benson smelter near the Southern Pacific Roundhouse. A Southern Pacific work gang of the 1920s included many whose families still reside in Benson. They are from left to right, ? Tenadio, next unidentified, Silvestre Gardillo, and 3 unidentified, second row unidentified, Antonia Salazar, Aurelio Calderon, Ambrose Hernandez, Juan Bernal, Patrio Tenadio, unidentified, and Gregorio Salazar. And we got burgers, we got pizza going. Jeez. Y'all better save me some. I'll take a burger though. Men on the hand car are identified as El Prieto, Necho, Lorenzo, Jordan, Mercy, unidentified, and Steve Gonzalez. This vehicle, powered by hand, was used to move crews up and down the line to make repairs. Yeah, that's what I said, Al. No share. That's how they used to get up and down the tracks, guys. I'm sure you guys have seen that before. Possibly one of the first train wrecks around Benson. This one was close enough that local residents could ride their bicycles to go watch the cleanup. The crane was a necessary piece of machinery to right these coal-powered engines. So everybody has their bikes lined up here. An early street scene after the fire of November 1905, looking east from Huachuca Street, shows many buildings rebuilt between the Virginia and Mansion hotels. The fire began behind Redfield's general merchandise store, spreading to destroy the Turf Saloon, Honest Oregon's Elite Saloon, 2 Chinese restaurants, and damaging the Mansion Motel. The Wildcat Saloon, owned by Fred Clark, also was destroyed. Hey, Tapatios, thank you, man, for jumping in. I appreciate it. Ranching has always occupied an important place in Benson history. A holding pen and loading ramp accommodated ranchers' cattle when the time came to send them to market. Um, probably won't, Tapatios. I think I'm most likely done here in a little bit, so probably by the time you jump back in, I'll probably be off already. Crossing the San Pedro River are the Southern Pacific Railroad Bridge and the bridge for State Route 86, the Sunset Trail. Route 86 was honed through Texas Canyon in 1933 and paved in 1941. The river is considerably wider than the 25 feet Honest Oregon and Walker had to deal with 60 years earlier. Around 1900, at far right, is the Benson Depot of Southern Pacific. The tracks are those of Arizona and Southeastern Railroad. The locomotive is heading east now, but within a block it will turn south for travel to points as far as Guaymas, Mexico. On the other side of the depot, Southern Pacific tracks carried passengers and freight to points farther west and east. By 1943, only the Southern Pacific tracks remain. This view is looking east toward the river. Land formerly occupied by the Arizona and Southeastern Theater tracks was leased mostly to gasoline filling stations that serves autos in the new transportation area. Number 18 was a wood-burning locomotive called a pusher, stationed in Benson to help trains climb the long grades out the valley. Notice the diamond stack later replaced by a straight stack. Dragoon Summit at the base of the Dragoon Mountains is the highest point west of the Rio Grande on this rail line. Nearby Dragoon Springs was established in 1857 as a stop for the Butterfield stage. On a rare day of snow and fog, rail cars await their trip to Benson. The depot, hotel, and store provided a focal point around which houses were built, but Dragoon residents have never incorporated or had aspirations to be anything other than rural. The If one peers into the distance, snow-filled mountain cleavages can be seen. Yeah, you can barely make out the snow right here on the mountains here, guys. In the plains west of Benson in 1973, a stop named Mescal, a coal tower still stood that serviced engines about to cross the valley or those that just had. Either the engineer of the train in this 1973 photograph did not take into consideration the speed he could gain coming into Benson, or upheavals of the earth caused the tracks to misalign. To the east of this site is a curve where the railroad crosses State Route 86. The water tower on Tank Hill marks the former site of Benson's smelter. Alright folks, tomorrow we'll be doing, yeah, right? Don't they? They're all gonna come out of the trees here and start attacking me when I leave. I hope not. I just wanted to show you guys that I did have some of these prayers printed out for the cops here. The cops are really good here, man. I don't have no problems with them at all, and they're always cool with me whenever I'm there filming, and just always respectful and nice, you know what I mean? So as a nice gesture, you know, I went and got some of these printed out, and I'd already handed one out already. It was to Officer Losi, so I seen him on the way up here. But I just got some of these printed up, you know, just as a nice gesture to give them, you know, just to show some appreciation. Yeah, they've always been respectful, man. Hey, thanks, X. I appreciate it, man. I'm already done with the first chapter, so um, yeah, I thought that I would have been able to get some for all of them, but I could only print out so many. I only had a couple of dollars, which whenever I get the funds for the rest, you know, at least $1 to get the rest of them printed out. But I just did with what I got. So, hey, John Denicola, just a little late, but you can always go back and watch the video. I just want to say thank you guys. It's been quite the weekend. Like I said, I wish there was two of me out, because with everything that was going on, everybody getting stopped here and there, left and right, it was quite busy this weekend. But I got what I could, and yeah, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead and close out the stream, guys, and I'm gonna head back home. If there's anything happening tonight, you guys will definitely have an upload coming. And just want to say thank you guys for joining. And apologies again because I didn't see everybody in chat. I only seen 2 people. So that was my mistake. And it's Jose G, guys, up here in Wilcox. I will catch you guys mañana. Later, guys.